takeaway that most people have from the Fund Forum is going to be the people that they meet. You're always going to establish great connections with people who are going to be able to help you and help your business to grow and to prosper. But for me personally, I'm looking for those people to be people that can give me the insight into overseas markets. So I started my career with Barclays and worked there for about 6 years. I was lucky enough to complete a graduate rotation program, so I worked in operations, in trading, in compliance, and in the front office. And I'd always had a dream to one day go off and be a teacher. So the front office component of speaking to people and teaching about finances really appealed to me, and that's where I ended up. I decided in 2007 that the time would be right to go and investigate some innovation in financial services, and the best place in the world to do that, I thought, was California, and so applied to do my MBA at Stanford University, and fortunately got in to do that. I also spent a year at Brewer and Dolphin, where I was working on a number of special projects and initiatives, which really helped me understand that wealth management is not quite as easy as as it might seem, and you've got a lot of disparate people who all have individual ideas that you've got to bring together. So armed with that knowledge of strategy and leadership, and with my experience from private client management at Barclays, I headed off to Silicon Valley, and there the idea for Nutmeg was born. Potentially in one of our classes, I think, is how the seeds started growing in my mind. And then 6 months afterwards, we carried on with the ideas and the business plans and pitching to raise the capital. The difference with Nutmeg is that we give people all the control that they want, but we make it really, really straightforward and transparent. So in the past, you've had two options when you're dealing with your money. You've had the choice to go and see a manager who, for want of a better phrase, says, "Give me all your money, I'm smarter than you, and let's talk in a year's time." Or you've had the opportunity to invest for yourself, and that's quite time consuming, and if you trade a lot, it can be costly, and also you've got to keep an eye on it. So we wanted to come right in the middle of that and say, okay, we know that people want control and visibility over their money. It's an important subject, but we also know that people want to not have to deal with it all the time, that people enjoy the delegation and the supervision aspect. So how can we bring that together? And at Nutmeg, you get to complete the entire process in less than 10 minutes, and we really try and understand you, but you still have the control to set your goals. Nutmeg's transforming the way that customers look at their investments in multiple ways, but probably the clearest example of this is our ability to show people exactly how their investments are doing on a 24/7 basis. So you get people logging into their accounts and saying, wow, my investment's up, or whoa, what's happening? Why is it going down? And that means that we have to communicate a lot with our customers, and we have to do it in a medium that works for them. So it can't just be a phone call or a letter. It may have to be a Nutmail, or our version of email, secured, or it may have to be a video. So what does our Chief Investment Officer think about what's happening at the moment? And how do we go about making sure that we're communicating that with customers? So really, I think the way that people interact with their money is changing, and that makes a big part of that. It goes back to this idea of control. We know that people are looking on the internet when they're seeking for tips on how to manage their money. You have to look at huge websites like BBC Business or Money Saving Expert and any of the aggregators to understand that people are using the internet to channel their money. And that's a really important channel for those who want to start investing for the first time or look at financial services in a new way. And Nutmeg is here to take advantage of that. But it doesn't mean that the old way of working with someone who knows you and your family very well will disappear. It's just an alternative. And I hope that we can capitalize on the fact that lots of people are online and looking for their finances, and that's how they want to interact. New businesses coming online in the wealth management sector should enable more competition, should enable more choice. But but most importantly, it should enable transparency. So we've got a combination of innovation and regulatory change through things like the Retail Distribution Review and RDR, which are enabling customers to begin their journey of financial advice, financial management in a much more complete way. So people can see what's going on right from the very start. But before, you'd often have a scenario where someone began a portfolio or chose a product that they saw advertised on the tube or in a magazine, and those products would be what they've got, and slowly over time they would learn about them. But now we can start the other way. Now we can start with the consumer choice and the ability to say, okay, here's what you should have, and here's how we're going to get you there. Teacher one day, that would be fantastic. I mean, for me, I think this is a fantastic industry. Wealth management is a very noble pursuit. We are helping people manage their money, manage their family's money. So, I'd love to stay in and around the space, but there are lots of other things as well changing in this world. And now I've had a glimpse of digital. That's important to me too. So, helping young companies grow, helping people connect finance with growth as well, I think is important, and also being passionate about what we can do in this country to promote entrepreneurship and innovation.